Hey, what's up? I spoke with my wife, best friend, and lover. You would think all wives would be lovers, wouldn't you? But I don't know. Apparently, a lot of married people don't have sex. Yep, it's true. This world's exceedingly strange. You haven't figured it out by now. You're probably not living in the same world that we are. So, Lady Somerset Bellenoff, Glamis, Glamis Castle. You know, she's kind of like an urban legend, almost, to a lot of people. But then again, apparently most people don't know that I exist, so. Same, 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 same. What can I say? This shit's gonna go on for months. For months and months with this coronavirus. And I'm just gonna throw it out there for the handful of people that are listening. You want to look into electromagnetic pollution, Wi-Fi pollution, um, those cell phone towers. There's 5 million of them now. And there's a great video called Old World Order versus New World Order. And the Old World Order was so far superior. We'd have a much better chance of surviving without our evolution being partially fucking mutation. If we would use more of the old world technologies, which are cooperation and teamwork. If we use the old world technology, you wouldn't need cell phones. You could use telepathy. Anyone who's going to answer your call, if you called them right now, they'd be the same ones that you could reach by telepathy right now. And most of what people say is needless words about unimportant things. So if you got 10 words to get to somebody, you'd probably say more important things instead of saying a lot of bullshit. And the world would be better for it. There's still a place for the high technology, but the telecommunication companies have no oversight and no scruples, and the ICNIPRO or something. The hell is that place called? I made notes earlier. Man, I write a lot. It's probably not even... It's probably not even on this device. So, yeah, there's no oversight on the long-term effects of all the radiation in the air, and the effect on DNA, and the stuff they're spraying in the sky, and the quarantine. Some estimates say 65 million will die from this. I think it was actually Bill Gates's documentary on Netflix. Was it? That predicted 65 million dead. I guess the UK is quarantining people 70 years old and older. I suggest that they, I would say, pass down everything they remember about the world and world history to like their grandkids, great grandkids. But I know people don't care. The reason that they used to use the oral tradition of record keeping and people's history, it couldn't be rewritten. But people don't put a premium of importance on knowledge these days. They want to hear what they want to hear, you know? And they want to find people that are going to tell them what they want to hear. And they want to get the inside scoop on everything. And, you know, the years of work that you've done already, you know, that's inconvenient because really there's not too many people that are interested in like everything. You know, students of history and religion and the truth, ultimately. Those people don't exist. They'll pretend to exist so they can, like, you know, I don't know, get more information from you and act like, you know, they're on your side, they're your buddy. But their actions will say a lot more than their words. But if you pay attention, those people's words don't say anything either. And if you really pay attention to what they say, they don't care. So you learn a lot when you're around long enough in the fields of information. Most of it's non-human now. I stand by that things don't get squared away by summer. Man, I don't know, maybe I'll call it Broken Arrow and see what happens. Maybe. I don't know. So, it's next to nothing in the news, which is cool because my female friends send me information that's useful, and then make videos about it usually. But the information about the old world order, if you look up the Aztec culture, I mean, you can look up just cisterns and irrigation ditches. I mean, this knowledge, irrigation canals and cisterns, and just some amazing, it's a lot of work. And they had very basic tools, the Aztecs and Peruvians, very basic tools, but they worked together. They cooperated. They did amazing things. A lot of it we can't replicate. There's a lot of the stuff that was made in the old days can't be replicated now. You know this. The pyramids. A lot of the buildings from Tartarus. They built amazing buildings, and I made a list of the cities earlier today. Hanoi, Indonesia, Japan, Argentina. These are like amazing castle-like buildings in the middle of cities, surrounded by like really crappy architecture. And the architecture I'm talking about is like a couple thousand years old. And Tartarus, you barely ever hear about it. Between, it was the intelligence agencies, the CIA, and, KGB, Moscow, but really it's military. World War II was to destroy remnants of it. Russia had a war with the Tartars. So the existence of the Tartar people and Tartarus isn't a conspiracy theory, but whatever happened was huge. There were some huge events, and I watch nerdy people like me. Not a whole lot of entertainment value, but great information, and we're just not finding anybody who's quite able to explain it. What happened to this empire? I say it included Atlantis. I say it included 2/3 of the earth. At some point, there was an empire that covered 2/3 of the earth, basically. Not China, but basically from around Russia to here. I can't remember. Somerset found me one night. I was up late online looking at the map of the world. Literally, like, doesn't sound that interesting, but I was working 20 hours a day. Just, trusting my instincts where there were problems and researching the areas, and we ended up finding some amazing and terrible information using that method. But one night she messaged me and she said, "What are you doing?" So I'm just watching over my 2/3 of the earth. She said, "Can I help?" And that's when I knew I was in love, and that's when I knew that the one I'd been looking for was the one right next to me. She'd been with me for a year or so at that point. It's that saying, it's your best friend. If you have a best friend, it's the opposite sex, marry that person. Marry that person, do it now. Do this for me, and I will be happy. Do it.